Can an elderly person be forced into care legally? When considering the transition of elderly people into care homes or assisted living facilities, the autonomy and quality of life of older adults are paramount. As you navigate through the maze of decisions and legalities, this video aims to empower family members and elderly individuals alike with the knowledge to make sound decisions for their golden years. Why might someone need to go into a care home? When considering a care home, family members and social workers often focus on enhancing the quality of life for elderly people who may no longer safely manage in their own home. For some aging parents, residential care or an assisted living facility might be the best option when they're unable to make sound decisions about their own medical decisions due to cognitive decline. When elderly people can't live independently and family caregivers are unable to provide needed support, a long-term care facility might be the only way to provide peace of mind. Adult children and elder care lawyers may need to work with a local authority or probate court if the elderly individual lacks the capacity to consent, involving roles like guardian ad litem or enduring guardian. Acknowledging the elderly person's care as a significant problem, action must focus on the best interests of the individual, ensuring their dignity during their senior years is preserved. Understanding elder care needs. When considering elder care, it's essential to evaluate the unique health and support needs of older adults, including their physical, cognitive, and mobility capacities. Ensuring the well-being and quality of life of elderly people often entails collaboration between family members, social workers, and elder law attorneys to identify the best care solutions. Health considerations. Elderly individuals may face a range of medical needs that can affect their ability to live independently in their own home. Cognitive impairment and dementia. Cognitive impairment and conditions like Alzheimer's disease can impact an elderly person's ability to make sound decisions or execute their own medical decisions. In such cases, a geriatric social worker, elder care lawyer, or guardian ad litem might step in to help coordinate care needs, especially when the individual's mental faculties are in question. Mobility problems. Mobility problems in elderly people can drastically affect their independence. For those who have difficulties moving around, even with a little help, transitioning to a care home or senior living community may be the only way to ensure they receive the appropriate level of care. How can you legally force someone into a nursing home? It's natural for family members to sometimes worry that an elderly relative may not be safe or well cared for in their own home, especially if their health or mental faculties are declining. However, the law is clear in answering the question, can an elderly person be forced into care? An elderly individual cannot be forced into care and out of their own home without their consent unless specific legal criteria are met. If you're faced with a challenging decision to place an elderly relative into a long-term care facility, understanding the legal avenues is crucial. Forcing an elderly individual into a nursing home against their will is a serious matter and generally the last resort. When elderly people can no longer manage daily tasks in their own home, and it impacts their quality of life, social workers or family members may consider residential care. However, elderly persons have the right to make their own decisions regarding their care unless they lack the capacity to make sound decisions due to a condition like Alzheimer's disease or another form of cognitive impairment. If an older adult is unable to live safely alone or with in-home care, and all other options have been explored, family caregivers or adult children might need to petition a probate court to appoint a conservator or guardian ad litem. This legal representative would then hold the authority to make medical and financial power of attorney decisions and could decide on the best option for the individual's care needs, potentially a senior living community or assisted living facility. Legal rights and capacity. Every elderly person has fundamental legal rights, and the capacity to make their own decisions must be protected. Legal rights include living in their own home or a new home of their choice, access to high-quality residential care or in-home care, making own decisions about medical and personal matters as long as they have the mental capacity. Healthcare and emergencies. During emergency situations, immediate hospital care is crucial for safeguarding an elderly person's health. Family members and social workers may need to act swiftly if an older adult is unable to make sound decisions due to cognitive impairment or acute medical issues. In extreme cases where the safety of others may be at risk, local authorities or medical professionals might have to intervene. Role of physicians and professional care. Physicians and caregiving professionals play a pivotal role in assessing an elderly patient's capacity to return home or need for alternative care arrangements. They focus on enhancing the person's health and quality of life by providing medical evaluations and recommendations on the best type of care. In cases where elderly people cannot make their own medical decisions, a guardian ad litem or enduring guardian may be appointed, sometimes by a probate court, to make decisions aligned with the best interests of the individual. Family dynamics and decision-making. When determining the best care solution for an older family member, recognizing the delicate interplay of family dynamics and decision-making processes is crucial. Family caregivers play a pivotal role in the lives of older adults, often being central in managing daily tasks and medical care to ensure the senior citizen's quality of life. It is essential that family members understand their responsibilities, ranging from personal care to managing financial affairs, to provide the best care for their elderly parents. When aging parents are resistant to receiving care or moving from their own home, family members should consider all alternatives, including home modifications, in-home care, and respite care to maintain the parent's independence. Discussions about payment options, the level of care needed, and the impact on the family caregivers should be handled sensitively to find the best solution while respecting the elderly person's preferences. Involving the elder in decisions. Autonomy is fundamental, and elderly people have the right to make their own decisions regarding their care, assuming they have the mental faculties to do so. Older people should be actively involved in discussions about moving to a new home, such as a senior living community or getting respite care. However, if cognitive impairment is significant, a probate court or an elder law attorney may appoint a guardian ad litem or an enduring guardian to make decisions in the elderly patient's best interests. Frequently asked questions. What are the legal implications for family members when an elderly person lives alone and refuses care? When elderly people choose to live alone and refuse care, family members may feel concerned for their relatives' safety and quality of life. Legally, unless the individual is deemed incompetent by a probate court or lacks the ability to make sound decisions, they have the right to make their own decisions about their care. Social services may intervene if there is clear evidence of elder abuse or neglect, significant health and safety risks, or if the elderly person lacks the mental capacity to make their own medical decisions. In such cases, a guardian ad litem may be appointed by the court to represent the best interests of the elderly individual. Is it within a doctor's legal rights to recommend or arrange nursing home care against a patient's will? Doctors can recommend a move to a long-term care facility if they believe it is in the best interests of the individual's health. However, arranging such a move against an elderly patient's will is only legal if the patient lacks the mental faculties to make their own medical decisions, as confirmed by medical and legal evaluations. What authority does a power of attorney grant regarding decisions about placing an elder into a nursing home? A power of attorney allows the designated person to make decisions on behalf of the elderly relative, including decisions about long-term care. However, the extent of this authority depends on the specific terms outlined in the power of attorney document and is subject to the person's health and capacity to make decisions. What about a dementia patient who is unwilling to move to an assisted living facilities? In cases where an elderly individual with cognitive impairment is resistant to moving into an assisted living facility, families should consult with an elder law attorney for options. Working with a geriatric social worker and seeking the advice of medical professionals can also ensure that any transition is handled with the patient's interests at heart. Conclusion. In conclusion, the decision to force an elderly person into care is a complex and sensitive matter that requires careful consideration of legal, ethical, and practical implications. While there are legal provisions for ensuring the safety and well-being of elderly individuals, it is crucial to approach such decisions with empathy, respect for autonomy, and a thorough understanding of the individual's specific circumstances. Balancing the rights of the elderly with their best interests is essential in navigating this challenging issue. Thank you for watching. To read the full article, go to livingyourseniorlife.com. The link can be found in the video description.